The United States and NATO allies believe Russia is increasing its buildup of troops around Ukraine, despite claims by Russia that forces are being withdrawn. Western intelligence suggests Russia still has well over 100,000 troops camped on Ukraine's borders. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky has been travelling the country to inspect defences and rally Ukrainian forces.
Today was Ukraine's turn for a show of force, aiming its tanks and missiles at an imaginary invader. Military exercises as the president looked on. It's the kind of cross-border attack that Western governments fear Russia is planning here. Some had even named today as the launch date. Instead, Volodymyr Zelensky was on a morale-boosting tour, laid out for him to admire weapons sent by allies, including Britain, remote assistance. I asked Mr. Zelensky whether the threat had receded now.
We react to the reality we have, and we don't see any withdrawal yet. We've only heard about it. When the troops do withdraw, everyone will see that. Not just reconnaissance or the military. We'll all see it. But for now, all we have are statements.
So they're preparing for every scenario. This exercise is all about simulating a massive incursion into Ukraine. And of course, in this country, that's not just a hypothetical threat, because there are still tens of thousands of Russian troops on Ukraine's border. Today, Moscow produced this, meant to prove its tanks were heading home, never a threat. And this, Vladimir Putin, busy showing he doesn't need friends in the West, he has other options. So NATO is still sounding the alarm about the biggest concentration of forces in Europe since the Cold War.
We face a dangerous moment for European security. Russia has amassed an invasion force on the borders of Ukraine. At the same time, there are signs from Moscow that diplomacy should continue.
Ukrainians today put on a show of unity, a flutter of patriotism and defiance. This nation that's trying to turn west, but that Russia won't let go. From military exercises, President Zelensky then headed towards Ukraine's very real conflict. And we flew east alongside him, to where troops have been fighting Russian-backed forces for 8 years now. There, he told soldiers they were heroes, thanked them for standing firm in a crisis which the world is watching nervously, but in which it's Ukraine that's on the front line.